Hey, it's me, your boy, and I've decided I'm gonna stop playing No Man's Sky, and I'm gonna, in this video, talk about why, and show off the bases and stuff that I never showed off, and kind of what my progress was. It looks like in that save file I had 275 hours, and I think any game that you put that many hours into is a good game. Otherwise I don't have control of my life, but I think it's a good game. And it's amazing that a game from this was, I think, 7 or 8 years ago wasn't fun enough to put that many hours into until this many hours of development later. So I think the main thing that changed was that they released new difficulty modes. And only one of them really mattered to me. This is my freighter base. Which is that you can, in the difficulty settings, this one right here, natural resources abundant. This means that when gathering resources, you get more resources. And that actually was enough to make the game way more fun for me, because that was the worst part of the game, the grind. Just grinding to get resources so that you could build anything, and building things and having enough fuel, that's what's fun. Just shooting your laser beam at rocks over and over, that was not fun. So that made the difference. So I enjoyed making this freighter base out here. Is some nice. Oh, I think this is my home base planet by Fraud, which I originally named Silence, but sometimes the game doesn't remember that you named a planet. It's still a pretty buggy game. This is my outer space soccer court. We use a pustule, very sturdy, as a soccer ball. The upstairs of the freighter has the crew's quarters. I think the base building is really my favorite part of this game. The freighter base, although it's not as expressive as building bases on planets, it's still pretty cool. It's a nice touch to be able to make your capital ship into a homely place. So, the thing that I thought would be most interesting in this game was exploration, but really exploration in this game ends up not being the most exciting part, and I think the developers realized that because they haven't really added new types of planets to explore that much. I mean, they added in the last update, I forgot what they call them, like sentinel planets. But it's like existing planets with a purple filter. And it's basically just an excuse to have a new spaceship type. But mostly what they've been adding is like new things to build. They added a music sequencer, they added new types of ships, they added expeditions, which are like big quests. So what we see beneath me here is my S-Class capital ship. Very prestigious. Although the way you get it is that there are pirate freighter battles where that'll happen, where if you win, you get the chance to buy the capital ship that you were defending. And the class of the ship is random, and it's rare that you get an S-Class, and people will just grind doing that over and over, or they'll save scum or do something else. And I'm on PlayStation 5, so I don't have access to the cheesier ways to do it that you can do it on PC. And you have to be in the right type of system for the class, S-Class, to be likely or possible. And this is locked to once every 3 hours and 5 warp jumps on your save file, so if you don't get it, you can try again 3 hours later. Which is not fun gameplay. It's just a grind that you do because you want something. And I wanted an S-Class capital ship, so I did it. It took forever, and I was exhausted and annoyed as hell. And then what do you get for that? Well, it turns out that the cost or capabilities of the ship are based on its inventory, and the class doesn't seem to have much to do with the inventory, and you can upgrade the inventory. So really the class is just a letter for the cloud. So that was definitely one of the things that I would put in my still a big negative in this game, that there's certain things that feel very desirable that are just random grinds, and I think that's a theme of the reason I'm gonna be done playing this. Alright, so let's go just look at some bases. I already did a video of this base, so I'm just gonna stop in real quick and use the portal. So right here, this base, my friend made a base near mine. He wants to make an aquatic one or something. Looks like he hasn't logged back in and worked on it more, but it's like a dock that goes underwater. I really shouldn't be showing this off. There's not much to see over here. Taking a sip of coffee. This base was like the first big one I made, and I had a lot of like desire to work on it for hours and make something really cool. I'll link to the video in the description if you want to see the tour of this base. And I don't know, that was kind of the most fun I had in this game, was base building. The base building system is really good. It can be really annoying sometimes when you're in a really dense area. So you can't get it to do what you want it to do, but I figured out the tricks. I've got it to work. So I don't think I did a video of this one. This was the first base I made. This one's small though, the one we're about to see. This was kind of the one I made where I learned the ropes. How are you doing today, by the way? Insert here either that's good, or oh, I'm sorry to hear that, or yeah, I hear that. I think those are the three reactions based on what you said. Hopefully one of them fits. Hopefully you didn't say something like, screw you, it's inappropriate for you to ask that to me, in which case none of those reactions would have worked. But if you did, let's go with, hey, I hear that. Alright, so there's rocks in my base. Yeah, the whole thing's full of rocks now. Okay, so this is a perfect example of something that's wrong with the game. So this is really funny. That I'd never seen this actually in this base. So when you use the terrain manipulator to dig rocks, I originally thought that the way that worked is that would get saved with your base. So like you could, all of this ground is flattened, it's like by my base here. What the heck is that sound? Or this vehicle, I guess. Oh, and there's like this animal, which I have scanned and uploaded before, that is still being treated as a new discovery. Oh, love bubbles, it does remember what I named them. Anyway, I guess one of these vehicles is also talking, making little engine noises. Anyway, so I would have thought that digging out the ground, because they have like a flatten tool, it's like, oh, I'd flatten this ground to build a base here, what else is it for? So I would think that would get saved when you upload your base, but the ship is underground here. It's pretty funny. I'll have to take off from this to see what happens. But anyway, no, the way it actually works is that your terrain edits are part of your save file, and it only saves so many terrain edits. So now after 275 hours of gameplay, my first base has been, the terrain edits have been lost because I've made too many new ones, and so this base would need to be dug out of the rocks again if I were to want to use it, which is, the terrain edits should be part of the base. Like, that's simple. It's really frustrating. That's something that you could spend so many hours on. You could just get jacked up like this. But anyway, I made a glowing floor. Over there's like terminals. I'm not going to bother digging that out. Let's excavate. Why not? Do a little like, feels like I'm doing like paleontology or something. So in here was like it's like a room where I had a table and some starbound book because they're pretty. There's exotic items that I have here. You find these on exotic planets. Same with some of this stuff, like this amethyst geode-looking dude, capillary stuff, this shell. So there's exotic planets as one of the exotic planet types, and although they're cool and unique and like really fun the first time you see them, you know, originally one of the big draws of the game was that planets are procedurally generated, and there's a big variety in the normal planet types you find, like tropical planets and stuff like that. But the exotic planets really don't have that much. You don't see them much, but also they don't have that much variety. So once you see the second one, you kind of makes you realize, like, oh, this planet right here is one of them. The bubble foaming planet is an exotic planet, and once you see one, you see them all, sort of. I mean, like the colors will be different, but that's about it. So that's part of the reason that the exploration gets boring. Once you've seen every type of thing once, you feel like you've seen it all. Every now and then, I would see something I've never seen before. And that wasn't really an issue, was it? And it's still fun to find, like, ooh, I've never seen a tropical planet with palm trees and with bubbles and with the blue sky and with green water and with purple grass. That's cool, or whatever combination of things, but generally it won't be something that you really hadn't seen. Over here I have, like, this flag is here to help me find this, because it's behind the hill. I had like a refiner. I never really did that much industry stuff. I think in part because the purpose of industry is to gather resources. I guess that makes it more interesting than, again, just shooting rocks with your laser. But again, rather than engaging with this system to make resource gathering faster, I just turned up the number of resources I gather. Never had to gather them again after part-time. Got my resources that way, because it really cranks it up. And I just didn't bother with any of the industry stuff. That's not the fun part. I make pretty cool bases. Oh, this base also had a basement. I'd like dug out the walls in like a nice way down here, but I would have to redo that work instead of just all messed up. I don't want to redo the work. Don't use rocks as your walls in your basement, apparently. You know, like next to like an underground cave over here. So the exploration is cool, but what it eventually devolves into, since you've seen kind of all of the parts, is like, I want to find this combination of parts. I already know that there are foaming planets. I know that it's possible for them to have a purple sky. I want to find a purple sky foaming planet. And there's no way... Oh yeah, I'm going to go to my next base now. There's no way to specifically find that. You just go explore planet after planet, system after system until you find it. Or something similar to it. And so it becomes a grind. It becomes gambling, actually. I mean, not like you're putting a thing on the line. It's not really gambling. It just becomes rolling the dice over and over. And like... because you like come to really want it, because you like want to build a base on a planet like that. You like, and you're like so invested in the game at that point, the point where this becomes something you're even aware of as, or tempted to do, that you'll do it. You'll like go grind and look at system after system to try to find this right combination, and you're not having fun in the meantime. You're like, oh, this planet, this system only has these things. And there's on, you know, I was looking at Reddit communities for this game. There's No Man's Sky Coordinates Exchange and No Man's Sky Glyph Exchange, and there's others, I guess. Oh, this planet's really pretty. I love this planet. I'm glad it's actually daytime and nice weather over here, because the problem with this planet is that it has terrible weather. This is the rings of the planet that, this is a moon. That's the planet that this moon is surrounding. Here's the rings of the planet. This is gorgeous. If I never would have left it if it wasn't for the terrible weather. I'm glad we're seeing it at its best right now, because when I first landed here I said, wow, this is cool. And then it just rained forever after that. Right, so there's people who will just go ship hunting. So I think planet hunting is a bit of a thing, but ship hunting is something that people spend the most time on when it comes to like farming for procedurally generated content. And they'll post the glyphs, which are and or coordinates. Glyphs are like coordinates, but never mind, I'm not going to get into that detail. They'll post where to find these ships and show us a picture of it and be like, I found, and all the parts have names. So like, I found a fighter with aftershock wings, triple thruster, and the chrome is slightly purplish, and people will be like, whoa, buggers. And yeah, those get voted a lot. People like to see cool spaceships, and there's enough variety that you'll see one and say, oh, that's a really nice one. But so I'm showing this base because when I was base building, I'll finish my thought before I explain this. Right, and so you can stumble across cool ships while you're exploring, but it's completely random. So like, I have this ship. This is my the main ship I used and upgraded throughout this playthrough. I love it. And it's like, it's really not one where if I posted it on Reddit, people would be like, oh wow, what an amazing ship. It's just nice. And that's how we would normally play the game. You would just find one and be like, oh, that's cool, and use that one. It's kind of a pain in the butt to switch, because you have to switch like upgrades and upgrade the inventory again. But the ship hunting is, again, just rolling the dice over and over. And I've done a little bit of it, and I've just realized that, like, it's not that fun. It's kind of addictive, but really enjoyable. And the game wasn't designed for that to be the gameplay. The game wants you to be like, oh, I stumbled across a cool ship, I'm gonna use that one. But since people are obsessed with getting the coolest ship, they've played the game in a different way, where they roll the dice over and over and share on Reddit their discoveries. And then when someone picks a ship, they don't necessarily do what the game expects them to do. They instead go on Reddit. Or there's even this one website that's, I mean, it's a really cool website, nmsce.com, No Man's Sky Coordinate Exchange.com, where you can just say, like, I want this type of ship with these parts with these colors, and it'll show screenshots of people's discoveries. So people like shop online for the ship they want, and then they put in the coordinates for it, and they get it, and that's a weird. And then they get the perfect ship, and then they don't have to grind for ships or bother looking at other ones anymore. And it's cool that the community built all this, but then what's the gameplay left? Like, once you have a cool ship, what do you do with it? I don't know. Use it to go ship grinding. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's cool. It's fun to collect them. It's fun to go into your capital ship. Whatever the landing area is called. The name escapes me. We're on a ship, the landing is. What do you call that? I keep wanting to say cargo bay. That's not it. Whatever. Anyway, it's just collecting, and people always want them to raise the maximum number of ships because they're not using them. They just want to have a cool collection. I'll show off the ships I got at the end of this. So anyway, the purpose of this base was just when you're base building, you need to gather materials, and to build. So most materials in this mode are so easy to collect that, like, I have a fully upgraded geology cannon, and if it collects all the resources it touches, and I have it upgraded so much then I focused on the explosion radius, so I have like explosion radius plus 46%, plus 48%, plus 49%. And this is actually the main way I die when I accidentally shoot this too close to myself, because it damages yourself. If I just shoot this a few times into a cluster of rocks, I'll just have so much ferrite dust that I'll never need to gather it again for hours. This planet barely has any rocks. I just got 257, which is not a lot. But I can collect tens of thousands very quickly. Anyway, silicate powder is used to make glass, and bases I've built use a lot of glass. And silicate powder you get just from using the terrain manipulator, shooting the ground. So I discussed the silicate powder. You see, they only got 5. Like, you can see we're doing this for a long time. To collect the like thousands that you need is going to take a while. So what I learned online is that the terrain manipulator has different shapes. The flatten tool has the greatest volume, so it's the best way to collect silicate powder. And so I just like spent time walking around here with the terrain flattener. This is my base where I gathered silicate powder to make glass. It's kind of, it's a terraforming catastrophe anyway, so no one lives here. No animals here getting hurt in my headcanon where that sort of thing has any consequence. I think Battery Town was like one of the first exotic planets with robot fauna that I found, and I thought it was cool, so I built a base there, and I didn't really realize that like every planet with robot fauna has 2 kinds. They're always dogs, and they have like a little bit of variety, and so now I would never go back here. Amethyst Hill, I already talked about. Endless Green is a base that I made because at the end of the first main story, I guess I'll talk about the main story real quick. They had an old main story, which was basically you talk to an evil, arguably evil AI called Atlas, and it's like definitely a religious metaphor of some kind. You can take from it whatever you want, I'm sure. And you migrate to the center of the galaxy, and when you get to the center of the galaxy, the whole game starts over in a new galaxy, and it's like, oh, check out a whole new galaxy to explore. That kind of is it seems really appealing at first because you see like different galaxies have different characteristics. And for me, I'm interested in tropical planets. There's galaxies called lush galaxies where there's more tropical planets, and so I want to end up at one of those. There's also like 256 galaxies total, so it seems like traveling between the galaxies would be really cool. And they added another new main story, which has a little bit more of a plot, characters, but ultimately it's like not that interesting of a plot, and it's really, you don't do anything unique. A lot of the story is like, go to this location and use the telephone to have a text conversation with a robot. Over and over and over, and it's, even though it's an improved main story, it's still a slog to get through, but at the end you're rewarded with really cool music. I love the 65 Days of Static, the band that did the soundtrack for this game. Although I don't know if they did all of the soundtrack, but I had actually seen that band in concert before this game came out. I was already a fan, so it's still one of the highlights of the game is getting to listen to their cool music. There's times when it feels really inspiring and cool in a way that the actual gameplay never really lives up to, but the band lives up to it. They sound great. Anyway, at the end of that storyline, you get access to all the glyphs that let you teleport around, and that's handy because that's what you need to do to be able to use the discoveries from Reddit and stuff. And then at the end of that, you get to choose which of like several galaxies to go to. So you can pick what type to go to. You can go to like a dangerous one, an empty one, a lush one. And then you could travel even further by repeating the Atlas mission over and over and traveling one galaxy forward. And if you did that hundreds of times, you'd still be getting into new galaxies. It's neat, but really, even though, oh, this planet's pretty. So yeah, when I finished the main story and I picked Lush Galaxy, it sent me to Isentam, the first Lush Galaxy, and it planted me on this planet, and I said, wow, I'm in a Lush Galaxy now. And I looked at this and I thought, wow, that's really cool. That moment of like awe is really like, that you get sometimes, because this game really seemed like it was supposed to be a moment of awe generator. they're great when they happen. And it just feels bad later when you kind of realize that maybe you kind of got that moment of awe because you didn't really understand yet. And in this case, you know, all these galaxies to explore. All the Lush galaxies are really, they use the same parts, the same colors, the same templates, and you really can't. It's easy to just forget what galaxy you're in because the types of discoveries you find are going to be the same. There's no reason. Going to a different type of galaxy and finding more Lush planets is cool, but there's no reason that you wouldn't be able to just play the game in one galaxy the whole time. So at the end of the day, it like stops mattering once you kind of internalize that yes, it's cool, but it doesn't really matter. So I wanted to travel to a distant, faraway galaxy because that sounded cool. And the game lets you do it, so why not? And so I looked at the list of 256 galaxies, and there's really like there's like 3 characteristics that galaxies have, honestly. One of them is the name. Some of them have cool names. Isentam, pretty cool. Euclid, pretty cool. They have a different color core, and you know, gotta pick a nice color. And then they have, you know, are they lush, are they empty, are they dangerous, or whatever. I forgot what the names of the types, but whatever. So I said I want to go to a lush galaxy that's far away so I can be away from other players and other discoveries, because even though the galaxy is still huge, you still do run into other people's discoveries sometimes in the main galaxy. So I want to be far away, on my own, in a lush galaxy, with a cool color and a cool name. So I picked Pilni, it's number 50. It's got a pink core, it's lush, it seems great. So how do you get to there? Well, you get to the Galaxy Center over and over. Well, how do you get to the Galaxy Center? You travel there over time, it takes a while. Well, I learned that there's a technique that people on Reddit were calling a core-to-core jump. I think I'll go to the next space while I talk. Where you exploit something in the game. If you go through a wormhole near a galaxy core, and then what is Noksh Jeff base? I don't even know what this is. I'm gonna find out what it was. I never given this base a name. Well, so if you go through a wormhole near a galaxy core and then go through the galaxy core, the game, instead of teleporting you far away in the new galaxy, will transport you near the core of the next galaxy. It's like a pointer was set in the code by using the wormhole or something that never gets reset. So you can basically skip the grind of actually traveling to the galaxy core and just jumping through the core over and over. All you really need to, you know, there's certain things you have to get right. You have to have fuel, you have to have your ship upgraded, and your ship gets destroyed, or not really destroyed, but like very damaged. Oh, this planet's cool. This may be like one of the first cool volcanic planets I ever found and decided to put a base here. But again, if you've seen one, you've kind of seen them all. I like this rock, that's neat. I discovered it 3 months ago, apparently. So here's what you do. You use a junker ship that's not your main ship that you're okay with damaging. Do the wormhole jump so that you do a core-to-core jump and go through the galaxy center over and over. And every time you do that, you like get this long animation of really cool 65 days of static music. And it takes a while, and you have to like set it up right and make sure you don't accidentally use the wrong ship or accidentally forget to go through a wormhole. And basically it takes a long time. There's no portal here. Ugh. Oh wait, there's a long staircase that goes into the sky. I think I was trying to catch these dragons to make one a pet, but you can't. That's actually why I made a base here. Well, I have to fly away to find a portal because I never built a portal here. Anyway, it was a long grind. It took multiple sessions of hours of just jumping over and over. And I was like, well, no, I want to go to tape. And it's like, They built all these galaxies, why wouldn't you go to the one I want? And then eventually, I did that. And then when I got there, I found it was the same as Iceland Town. There was really no reason to it. In fact, it felt kind of cool, but really it's an inconvenience because if you make a discovery there, you want to post on Reddit, people will be like, oh really, it's in tape only? You should have discovered it somewhere else so that we could go to it. It was fun that I never ran into any other players there. Is there no space station here? What the heck? Okay. Guess it's an empty system. Let's go somewhere with a teleporter. Oh wait, I can summon my capital ship and use the teleporter on that. You have to upgrade your capital ship to be able to teleport to every type of system. It takes a long time to upgrade your capital ship because you have to find salvaged frigate modules. And this actually was a fun part of the game that worked. It was fun that it took a long time to upgrade your capital ship because the things you do to get salvaged frigate modules are like sending your fleet on expeditions, and sometimes they bring them back, or you can explore derelicts, which is a cool like roguelike dungeon system that they added into the game. It was pretty fun. And for the most of the time when I was upgrading my capital ship, I was upgrading to get base parts and make a pretty base rather than practical things. And I didn't have to land again to do that. I don't know why. So anyway, I finally upgraded it to be able to warp to any system. And I just kind of forgot. Because I got used to not being able to rely on it. Oh, I have to remember to show off my starships. I'll do that the next space, I guess. Try to keep this video at least somewhat not just me walking around. Alright, which base should we go to next? I made a sea base, because that's something you can do. I did it once, and then I said, wow, I made a sea base, it's neat. And then there's no reason to go back to it. I guess the reason I made it was to show it off in this video. The only reason to have a sea base that I can think of is so that you can warp to it and do a resource gathering, because there's certain resources that you can only find underwater. So you could warp to it. Here we are. And I mean, I chose to build my sea base here because the underwater on this planet was pretty. Look at that. It's really cool. This view here is the one that I think I was happiest with. The water color is gorgeous. There's schools of fish. There's these curly dudes. I don't know. It makes me happy that I have this pretty little base here. And I can go, this teleporter will take me above the surface. So here, above the surface is, I'm just in the middle of the ocean. I wanted to build it with it not inside of land because I thought that would be neat. And it is neat. This makes me happy. And there's my ship. And if we look down here, so you can see the base from above. And we could actually swim back down to it, but I'm going to teleport again instead. Alright, so you can teleport into your sea base, then you could run out to water and start gathering sodium and pearls and whatever else. We got a little bay for our submarine, which apparently I named Mr. Water. Sometimes Past Greg just makes the right joke for me. Thanks, Past Greg. Yeah, I have a little office. You could sleep down here. I mean, not really. It's not interactable and you can't sleep, but you know, make a little fiction in which I sleep. Yeah, let's go to the next base. The ladders are annoying. I just want to get that on the record. Okay, moving on. Where the heck am I? Hello? Alright. Alright. Those are cool. I don't know, seeing the fish swimming around outside the base. I like that. Yeah, I'm smiling right now because I'm kind of remembering the things I like about the game more right now. Making a cool base on a cool planet. Just fun, a little house. I think I built a base here only because it was the only ice planet that I ever kind of liked, because I think ice planets, more than any other type, have low variety, and you're kind of like, they all have blue skies, they all have white snow. I think the first time I ever went to an ice planet and thought it was cool was it was the first time I ever saw quadruped animals that looked like land animals that lived underwater and swam around. I was really pleased by that. I don't think that was even on the save file. I think that was years ago. So anyway, the thing I liked about this ice planet is ice planets with mountains are cool. So they've got some pretty mountains. Wish it was daytime. Because I think the other thing I liked about this planet besides the pretty mountains was the coloration during the day. Well, here's my base. I don't know. Same thing I always do. I build a table, I build a bed. This room just has nothing in it. Well, thankfully there's a camera in photo mode where I can change the time of day. So I don't have to wait to show you what this planet looks like during the day. Yeah, the thing I liked about this planet is that it's got a little bit of a pinkish hue. So I think the prettiest time of day on a ice planet is dawn and dusk, like here where everything's pink. That's gorgeous. Maybe a little overwrought, but I like it. I mean, this game is designed to be really bright, so it's par for the course. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. And this planet just has like a slight pink hue during the day. There's a little pink in the clouds, a little pink in the light. I don't know. I think it's nice. And that's really all there is to say. I built a base here because I think it's nice. Next one. So here you're going to see a bunch of bases in my base list that are just named after the galaxy. So Ogtia Lobby Base, Ogtia Lobby Galaxy. I threw down bases as I was finding my way from Isenheim to Teapelny, just so I could go back to them, like if somebody had a discovery there, or if I ever wanted to explore a different galaxy or a different type of galaxy. I didn't put down a base every time. I tried to do it like every few bases, or if I had to log off to save my progress, or in case I messed up. But for the most part, I was putting down bases if I liked the galaxy name, because some of them randomly generated names are very cool. Actually, mostly funny. More funny than cool, but funny can be cool. So Ogtia Lobby, Ice Dorasian, Zuka Sizawa, Equithor, Yurjurandal, that one sounds like a Viking word, Radioactive but Nice, and Sudzerball. We got another Sudzerball. Radioactive but nice, I guess we'll check it out. So, how you doing today? Oh, right, I already asked that. Well, I'm drinking coffee, and that's like one of my favorite like conversation flows. Like, oh, I got my coffee. We all like that. Caffeine, don't we? Oh, you don't? Right, I'm gonna write two endings to this conversation. Oh, you don't? How do you get up in the morning then? Or, oh, you drink tea? Yeah, caffeine, right? You gotta get it somehow. And the other ending was, yeah, I love coffee too. Beautiful decay. I decided to give this planet an evocative dark name. I think we gotta see it during the day. I like evocative dark phrases, what can I say? Oh yeah. It's like a green and blue situation. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Usually the radioactive or toxic planets are not pretty, but I would argue this is kind of a pretty planet. There's no teleporter here, so we're gonna use the capital ship again. Thankfully, the experience of flying from the planet's surface up to my capital ship always kind of captivates me. I think it's because I'm engaging in like the fantasy of like space travel. I don't know. There's certain things where like there's certain core experiences of the game, like approaching a space station. They always play this like banger of a song when you approach a space station for this first time. Maybe not always. I'm not sure when they do it actually. They take that little moment and make it really special. And that can feel great when you're new to the game, and unfortunately it just wears off. But sometimes I just kind of perform those experiences anyway. Alright, where were we? We got Nipikula, we got Atsarabian, we got Renman. This one sounds like an African word, right? Rumenawa, Ethiopode, Ruby Portal in the Otialabi Galaxy, Hot Tub Grotto. I never made a... I was gonna make a video for the space, I just never got around to it. Maybe it's because it's kind of cool, but it's not as cool as I'd like it to be. I don't know. Anyway, I think you'll enjoy seeing the space. It's probably one of the bigger ones I made. Hopefully it's not gonna be storming. On a desert planet that had desert planets. I think the different types of planets have different types of terrain, randomization. But I think it's not usually that noticeable. It's just something I started to notice over time. Just after a long time of... after playing a lot. Okay, good. We got nice weather. So, what we got here is we're on the surface of this desert planet. We got little dinosaurs up here. And there's an underground cave system with water beneath the surface. So, up here, this is ground level right here. You know, you can like look down and see I built my base down into this. So the theme of this base is that it's a hot tub planet. It's like a vacation retreat. So if you go down here, you kind of see I built just like lots of floating, elevated platforms. They're not floating, they have support columns, but elevated platforms with stairwells, and that was kind of the vibe I was going for. I was kind of inspired by Myst, as I often am. And over here we've got I planted these palm trees, and this is like a little beach area where you can go up here and imagine that one might lie in these beds, although you cannot. Take in the view, watch people playing on the beach. This is a beach ball generator. So if I initiate spherification, I got a beach ball. You could imagine that one might play. I love to imagine that one might play. These stinky toxic plants are on like every planet. They always make that annoying sound, and they look ugly, and they're annoying. And I just wish they weren't on every planet. I guess they're on every planet for the sake of the survival gameplay, which is just not relevant to... Like the first time you land on when you first start a new save file on your first planet, you have to survive to get to your ship and get off the planet. And that's like an hour of survival, or two of survival gameplay at the beginning of a save file. And then it never is survival game again, really. Once you're established, you build up good technologies and you're knowledgeable. But you still have these stinky little boys everywhere. So here I built containment cubes around them. If I just destroy them, they'll come back. But if I build glass containment cubes with a radioactive symbol, it'll at least be Little joke. Alright, let's go back. Hey, guys, that's really annoying. Oh boy. So over here we got like a big spirally building. Over here we've got, I don't know, another place to go lay down, or imagine that you might be able to lay down. And down here there's a tiki bar because, ouch, because why would you even go to outer space if there weren't tiki bars there? Don't know what just damaged me. Stubbed my toe. Stubbed my toe on the stairs. Ouch. So over here, this is probably like one of the coolest parts of the space. So this area here doesn't count as underground, sort of, or it doesn't count as a cave biome. When we have these like green hanging things from the ceiling, that counts as a cave biome. So it's like there's like multiple underground biomes on this planet. So here, I built this as like a little tour through this underground biome. This like normal cave biome with all the cave stuff. It's kind of pretty. Look down there. Oh, this was fun. Then at the end of it, there's a diving board there. See, we're over by this stuff again. And this is like, oh yeah, at the end you jump in the water. And as long as you have a force field, you're not going to get hurt. Again, we can actually sit in these chairs. So here, it's actually even more convincing that one might relax. I got a cup. What's in there? I don't know. And then I also built, I don't know, just like a little underwater tunnel just for fun. Kind of weird that like you see the water inside the base, but underneath it you're not underwater. A little glitchy, but this does seem like the best way to do the transition between above water and below water inside a base. There's other ways to do it, but they are more glitchy than that. And here we've got like another access to one of the cave areas. We've got Stinky Boy. Yeah, you're toxic, I get it. Got a regular Britney Spears over here. I don't have my sound effects app open, otherwise I'd play the laugh track there. And then here we are just back at the base, and we'll go on to our next planet. So yeah, kind of a cool base. I like working on it. What do we got next? We've got introspection point. I guess we'll go there, why not? At this point the video is already 48 minutes, why not? why try to keep it short now? So nice weather we're having, huh? Yeah, the sun came out yesterday. Cloudy today though. How's the weather where you are? Now based on your response, imagine I replied with either of the following. Oh great, sounds nice. Or, oh, sorry to hear that. Here's introspection point. On silence too. The silence or remember the name. Oh wow, we're on a really high mountain. Well, there you have it. Get an introspect here. This one, according to my scanner, definitely has scotch on it. And maybe I could just build a teleporter here this time. 4 metal plating, 2 nanotubes. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't just doing it this way the whole time. It's nice that they have the option to require you power your base, or you can just turn it off if you don't want to run wiring and build solar power generators and stuff. In this case, and probably in most cases, I like running power and building solar panels and stuff, but in this case I just wanted to get going. Ethiopode base, Oni Gialdu base. This is one of the best galaxy names, Wakeda suck. Oh, Wakeda suck. Ebialuf, that's also S tier. Milik History. Waffergan. Agnew Sopwit. And hey, Pilney, I eventually made it. Mint Foam Peak. Alright, we'll check it out. It's back in Iceland. I gotta remember to actually show off my ships. Maybe I should have done it at the beginning of the video. I don't know. This video, I don't think anyone will actually watch it. If you watched this and got to here, hey, it's been fun hanging out with you. I'm gonna reward you with some actual starships at some point. Whoa, where am I going? Moonwalking this way. Mint Foam Peak. It's on Planet Mint Foam. It's actually quite nice during the day. Let's take a look at what that might look like. There you have it. Honestly, pretty cool. I dig it. I never actually built a base here. I put down this base computer to maybe remind myself to build a base here later. Then I never did, but I mean, what is my base really going to contribute to this beautiful vista anyway? Not much. Did they change the sound effect for that? I don't know. It sounds a little different to me today. What's next? Mission Bay Park. I made a video about this base, so I'm gonna skip it for now. I'll put the link to that in the description. Weird Bear Lake. I don't know, this is a planet with weird bears. Here's an actual base. I don't even remember what the weird bears look like. So this planet was a neat discovery because I don't think I had found one of the desirable traits for a planet in this game is glowing grass and glowing flora. This planet has both. They call it Glowhu, which because of the color scheme. And I don't know, very crazy looking neon place. At night this all glows, which is very cool. So I built a little base here. This is my from my wizard tower phase. Oh, I should went on the ground. Look at that guy. Hey! Little space pigs everywhere. Anywho, I built this way of going in. You go in here. Turn around, there's stairs. Oh, it's actually sunset, so we're gonna see all the glowing stuff soon. Here we go into the base. We've got a bed, table. you know, the things you put in bases. The stairs will take you up to the roof. You got a sunroof in there. And this is where you sip your tea. Glowing should start about now. You can kind of see it starting. It's gonna offer food to all these friendos. Here you go. Here you go. The glowing grass is really pretty. My biggest complaint about it is that the draw distance for the glowing is not that long. Excuse me. And so I built this base specifically in a little valley like this, just so that it was less noticeable that the glowing grass doesn't go that far, and it's still pretty noticeable. Now you can see the mushrooms and things are all glowing too. It's another reason to build this base in a valley, because it's the undersides of the mushrooms that glow, the tops of them don't. So vista from high up, you won't really see how glowy it is. From down here, kinda nice. Kinda nice. I like that there's blue and green in the grass mixed together. Nice place. Did I never build a portal here? Where's the base computer? If you feed animals, they poop. There's a dung sample there. This guy's following me around because he wants more. Oh, I should show off all my pets. Sorry, I'll just do that now. This is my first pet, Nado. He's a pretty basic looking boy, but he's a fine boy. Then chipper. As you can see, I equipped stuff onto him. This is Imi. He's a big striped guy who crouches down though. He's feeling good. Oh! Careful of that thing. Alright, so we've got this is Mamazi, just a pretty deer with feathers. Yeah. We've got Beak. It's called Beak because he's got a beak. He's feeling good too. He's waving around. Very nice. We've got Mushu. I like striped animals, so you might notice a pattern that we got some striped ones. He's feeling stoic. We've got Hydrodo. That's the first time I found this, I was like, wow, what a cool fish. There's certain rare animals that don't have any procedural generation at all, so you'll just find the exact same animal again later, which I feel goes against the spirit of the whole game. I don't know why they would do that. It's frustrating. Just don't do it at all. We got this guy, Geo. Probably the first time I found a weird Diplo like that. I decided to keep it. Then later I found more ones that were like that. No, I'm not interested. And we've got Pintinia, who is a straight up Triceratops. Should name this one Sarah. Alright, let's move on. Where's the base computer? Oh, it's up in here. Cretaceous Station. Oh, just an inside joke there for you. Well, joke is arguable. Inside, sure. What's next? We got Unless. Also an Ice in Time. I made it all the way to pay penalty so that I can build bases on Ice in Time apparently. So this is another glowy planet, but this one's dark purple. I love the dark purple here. When I found this planet, I was very excited about the color scheme of the grass. The dark purple is like gradiating to red, and it all glows very cool. Also, the lighting on this planet is weird. The shadows are very dark. I don't know why that happens here. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat that a planet could just have like weird, different lighting. I don't remember ever seeing this like silverback warthog thing. It's kind of cool, actually. Did you make that sound? Anyway, so I built I was admiring this fine purple place and built another wizard tower. Like how my ship got landed like that. That's kind of jacked up, huh? So I built this little. See, here's like where the shadow out, the lighting on this planet's really broken. But anyway, yeah, there's like the stairs go through the base, which I thought was just a nice little fun touch. And here, we've got like some bubbles and plants, table. Kind of went a little more into decorating this one because I like this planet a lot. A little zone to hang out. Here's where you watch TV. Here's just some stuff. And if you go upstairs, you get an observation platform. And also, the name of this planet is Unless, because of the joke or some, I forget where this is from, but it's just like something people say on the internet where it's like, what if we built our beds next to each other in Minecraft? Haha, just kidding. Unless. So that's why there's two beds next to each other here. And there you have it. Let's go next. Oh, you know what? I want to show off my ships, so I'll do that here. My starships. This is one of the ones where I just learned all the different parts of exotic ships, looked online, found my favorite one, went to coordinates for it, got it, and then never used it again. But there it is. Very nice. Maybe I shouldn't do this on a system where the lighting is jacked up. Who cares? We've also got the Gold Vector. This ship is significant because it was a reward for the first expedition. You can't get it anymore. I never did that first expedition. You can't do it again. And I just traded it with somebody who was generous and was giving them out. And now I have it. And never used it. Next. This is another ship where I was looking at. I really like solar ships. Like my main ship is a solar ship. They have solar sails that come out. I thought this was a really nice one. Someone posted, so I went and got it. I never used it. There it is. Looks real nice. Next. I was looking for living ships that I liked a lot. I just never really found one that did it for me. But eventually, at some point in the process of looking at lots of living ships, I started to feel bad that I abandoned my first one, who was named Happy Boy, because he had a little smile. And then I got this one because he kind of reminds me of Happy Boy. His name's Skippy. Next we got... So this is in the last update, only like a week or two ago. They introduced interceptors. I spent many hours on one weekend grinding for interceptors. This is one of my favorite ones I found. It's a nice looking ship. The only thing that, from this angle, it's like the best. I love it. My only complaint about it is in the back. Here there's thrusters, and then here there's tubes. And I wish it was either all forward tubes or all forward thrusters. And that was enough to make me feel like it's not the perfect interceptor. I have to keep looking. Which is very silly. And again, this is also that I could never use it again. Here's another interceptor. I got this one because the folding wings are very cool. It looks like a big, complicated mess when it's folded up. But I don't know, it's not that exciting. This one I like. It's very sleek and it's orange and yellow. That was a cool discovery. It's unique too. I don't think a lot of interceptors look like that. This was one where I looked online to see what would my perfect fighter look like. It would look like this, and then I went and got it, but I never used it. I kind of had this idea at the time of I'll have a separate ship for fighting that's like decked out for fighting, but it doesn't matter because the combat's not hard. This one's really nice. Again, I looked at this and thought, wow, it's perfect, I love it. And then I saw that it's got these little, like, spider teeth here. I kind of hate that. So I could either go grind for a million hours, or just go online and find the one I want. So it feels like not rewarded for playing. Yeah. A lot of people online say, it'd be cool if you could just build your own ships or unlock parts. And like, I get how that's kind of contrary to the spirit of exploring and finding things, but I think in practice, that's just makes for a better game. Even if it's like hard to unlock them, if you could just like make progress over time instead of just being completely at the mercy of the dice rolls, that would be better. And if you still have to explore to find the parts to unlock them, I guess that could work. So yeah, I was resistant to agreeing with that line of thinking because it's a contrary to the spirit of the game, sort of. But I think in practice I agree with it. You should be able to unlock parts and build your own ship. This one is an expedition reward, that's why I have it. And this is a discovery I found where it's just like a classic, basic looking ship. Kind of nice. Kind of boring. I don't know, I like it. Alright, let's go back and look at the last bases I have. I don't think that there's going to be anything else to do besides just look at my last few bases. I feel like cafe was my idea to build a cafe base, and I think that this was another ambitious project that was going to take a long time. I had lost steam. I just like kind of lost interest in the game while I was working on this and I didn't really finish it. But I'll show what I have. The thing I wanted to do, well, I'll show you when I see it. So for this one I built the base high above the earth, so that's the thing you can do. And I was gonna build music and stuff, but I didn't. I don't even know what this is, what the heck. Oh, this is a part that's underneath the ground. They stick up. Huh. At first I was kind of annoyed by that, because I didn't mean to do it. I could like do something like this. It looks on purpose kinda. It's weird that the other thing gets hidden while I'm working on it. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'd do that. Maybe I'd just fix it. I don't know. So here's like the like. Yeah, I want to fix this one. It would be like a garden with tables, and I was just gonna plant lots of plants in here to fill these out, but accidentally sold all my carbon, so I'd F carbon. And I feel like I was gonna be a perfectionist about it, try to make it look really nice, and I just didn't do it. Here's the sign for the Starlight Cafe. You go in, wait in line, order your drink. Possible that a holographic friend would serve it to you. Even though I made it, yeah, he'll serve you. Make weird sounds while he does so. So we got hologram baristas. Just like, you can see some exposed wiring. Yeah, that's dangerous. Must not to code. That's why he couldn't open. Ran out of money. building was such a code. Then over here was gonna be like an office area, I guess. And it also has access down into the basement where you can see the wiring. So the wiring for this base goes all the way down to the surface. Let's go down there. And here, oh weird, those, I had originally made those in a way where those poles didn't stick out, but they're sticking out again. It's probably a way to fix it. I think I know how to fix it, but I'm not going to. So yeah, there was a power hotspot over here where I built an electromagnetic generator, and then I built power lines. So this is the power supply for the base. And that's what the base looks like in the sky. I think another thing that maybe demotivated me was I realized that making it a rectangle looked really bad. I'd want to make it like a circle or something. And then I just said, screw it. I like how the different types of ships have different engine sounds. Alright, let's see what else we have. I don't think there's gonna be much left. Beach Hut Deli. Beach Hut Deli is the name of a restaurant downtown San Diego. That's what I named it after. Got good sandwiches. I could go for a good sandwich right now. I haven't had breakfast yet. It's 9:46 a.m. I just like woke up in the morning and said, let's get this video over with. It's oftentimes first thing in the morning on Sunday. I just want to down play a video game, get this out of the way, move the PlayStation back to the living room. It's here because I'm recording on my PC, and go like play something on the couch afterward. Vintage Dream. Yeah, because this planet feels like it has like a sepia filter. Even this blue ship I have looks orange. So yeah, this kind of neat that this planet has this little sepia filter. I built this little beach hut deli here. It's got tables outside. You can go up to it. You can order your sandwich. And it's built inside of like a wrecked freighter that had this big circular piece that's mostly buried. So yeah, I like Beach Hut Deli. It does not have a teleporter. I don't want to build one. As we fly out of the planet. I was gonna hit it. We'll see the ship turn from orange to blue because the filter will turn off. And go slowly so you can watch that happen. I like the filtered planets. It's kind of fun because it gives you more variety of what things can look like. Alright, what's left? We're at Emerald Hill. I mean, I feel like the screenshot says it all. That's what that planet looks like. Green grass, blue sky, orange water. Pretty cool combination. Not gonna bother going. This planet had a curious deposit that polar base next to. Diplo Party. This was one of the planets I found that had people like Diplos. It's basically dinosaur animals. And this one had a lot of bright red ones. I posted this on Reddit and people were into it. I think other people built bases here even. We'll see what we see. Yeah, with all the possibilities of what can exist, people still really get gravitated toward, like, I want tropical, I want bubbles, and I want dinosaurs. It's like, and glowing grass. As long as you've got those things, people will like it. People don't, it seems like people don't want variety, they want the best things. Oh, this is kind of pretty. I really feel like this game is sort of a wallpaper generator. In a good way. It's just getting nice views. It's a nice view generator. Where are the dinosaurs at? Have you all spawned in yet? I don't see any dinosaurs. Are they still loading? Hello? There's some animals over here. Y'all? Let's plan out. There they go. Hey guys. There they are. We got to watch them appear. Hey. What were you all doing before you existed? What was it like to not exist? This is our chance to finally ask them. They're not answering though. Hey guys. I like her as a baby. Well. Incredible, huh? It's cool that we're like aiming toward the center of rotation of the sky right now. Anyway, this is what it looks like during the day. They're red. They're red and they form in clumps. Let's get out of here. Oh yeah, there are a bunch of other bases. We've got... Oh, I built... Okay, somebody built a beach house. Whole number. I was gonna build a mini golf course in this system where I built mini... You might remember from several bases ago. There's an orb generator. I wanted to make mini golf courses where you push the orb around with your gun and build like one hole on each planet and just name them hole 1 through 6. I ran out of steam and lost interest, so... Nah. That'd be a lot of work. It'd be cool. But then, I don't know. Power, thank you. Caloria space. Oh yeah, this is a pretty planet. I'm gonna skip it. We got a couple blue planets at the end. Let's just wrap up with a couple blue planets. There's a Pink Floyd song where they say goodbye blue sky. I could name this video Goodbye No Man's Sky and set it to the tune of that song and get demonetized. Although I don't monetize this channel, so if I get a copyright strike, that's different from being demonetized. Well, forget the base, right? This planet's very blue. It's raining right now, which... bummer. Let's go see what it looks like during the day. Yeah, kind of neat, huh? It's blue and it's got also orange. I guess I thought it was cool when I made it, and now I look at it, I think, it's kind of sparse. So I built a teleporting here? I got real lazy and never built teleporters after a point, even though I had plenty of materials to do it. I think I maybe still just had the like illusion in my head that it was expensive. It's not really expensive when you have wildly unlimited materials. Wait, it was already enabled. What the heck? Hey, somebody landed over there. Landed pilot. I guess I just wasn't paying attention. The cube I made a video on. I'll put a link in the description. It's a maze. It's a 3D maze. It's very scary. And it's blue, baby. The last one. I don't remember. I think I'd been wanting to find like a blue on blue planet with good weather ever since that one moon I showed earlier with bluegrass I really liked with bad weather. And then I found one and I thought, wow, I found one, and I never did anything with it. I think it might be being a little hard on this game because I'm at the point where I got bored of it. But again, I had a lot of fun. And because of the nature of like the die rolling to find cooler things when you're in the end game, it's kind of like feels a little addictive, so I'm like kind of tearing myself away from it to play other games. So I'm kind of like, that's my context. I do think it's a good game and I think it's worth playing. Yeah, this planet's great. Look at this. Blue Dream. It's named that because it's like a dream and it's blue. That's the reason. Pretty. Oh, we got like a turtle here. Is that a turtle? Is it this thing? Oh, I think it's this thing. Not a turtle. Kind of like a mole, I guess. Oh my gosh, something I didn't talk about is I love discovering all the fauna on a planet. But if there was any underground animals, they're impossible to find because they never spawn. And so if a planet, you get a bonus for finding all the animals on a planet, but if there's any underground ones, it was just not worth doing. You know what I'm gonna do real quick? For old time's sake, I'm gonna find the last two animals on this planet. Neither of them is underground. One rare underwater, one rare above ground, always active. So I just gotta look for red dots on my scanner. We'll find the underwater one first. I don't know if this water is deep enough to find a rare animal. I think some of the rare water animals are only in deep water. Like sharks, I think they're called. One thing that drives me nuts, that I feel is kind of hard to describe, when you're searching for fauna, you're looking for red dots. These ones are green paw prints because they're discovered. Maybe a red dot if it was not discovered. When I zoom into my visor, if you look in the lower right, there's like the running icon appears and disappears. And it looks like a red thing in the corner of my eye for a second. I kept thinking, there's an animal over there. This started to really bug me. And like, there's no reason to show that for a second while I'm opening my scanner. Yeah, I think I need deeper water. Well, I officially give up. Forget it. Oh, this is the last planet, huh? Alright, well, that's it. The end of the video. Thanks for coming along with me. See you later.